State Ballet. The Rutherford studio was like a second home to me. It's where I learned hard work, self-expression, confidence, and every single song in the Nutcracker. And my mom was there every step of the way, cheering from the front row, sewing costumes backstage, and becoming the unofficial Chinese dragon doctor on her junior company tour. She was the ultimate dance mom. Years later, my niece Olivia would also dance with the tour group, another generation of our family touched by this wonderful school. But even more than supporting us and loving the art of ballet and dance, my mom believed deeply in the mission of GSB, in what it gives to our youth, in the way dance builds discipline, character, creativity, and the courage to shine. That is why a Night of the Arts is benefiting the School of the Garden State Ballet, because this school and its purpose meant so much to my mom and to our family. And at the heart of it all is someone who has carried this mission forward with heart, fire, and relentless dedication and love for her work, Jody Jaron, the director of the school. Who has devoted her life to making sure young dancers have a place to grow and thrive. It is our honor to give back tonight and to help continue this important work.
Please join us in the welcoming to the one and only Jody Jaron, who will share more about the school and how the funds raised tonight so generously by all of you will support the school and all its students.
Anybody who knows me knows I've probably never used a microphone since I was born.
Because you never needed one.
Never needed one. No, I know.
I think I heard that sometimes.
Yes, I know. Ida Borroto brought Janice to our studio when she was 4 years old. And she and her husband were there every single class. And then they decided it was time to tell their daughter Heidi to wait in our waiting room every single day of class. And so poor Heidi would show up and sit in the waiting room and watch her sister and her friends go in and take class. So it became a real family affair. And Ida was the reason, one of the main reasons, that in our Nutcracker progression, we started out small with a few variations. And she called me one day and she said, you know, I'm going to China, I'm going to bring you back a dragon. And immediately I went, ah, yes, the Chinese variation in Nutcracker, there we go. Hence, it became that whole Chinese dragon moment. She was a person that when I moved here I'm originally from California, from the San Francisco Bay Area in Oakland, and I moved here to dance on Broadway and to be part of the whole East Coast thing. And my husband and I moved to Rutherford right after 9/11. And Ida was right down the street from our house, and as I walked by, I went, oh my goodness, there she is, this is great. And I would call her when I wanted to know what restaurant to go to. I would call and find out what the dish was on everything, but the thing that I remember her doing is she would call me and say, it's wreath time, Jody, at the Women's Club. It's time for the raffle, it's time for this, it's time for that. And so I have been here as many times as I had lost count, but this was also the first place that after COVID opened our doors and allowed us to Zoom our first Nutcracker after the pandemic. No other building would allow us in, and Ida fought for that. And so we Zoomed, we came in here and we did our entire Nutcracker for that year in a bridged version, but we did it here at the Williams Center, at the Women's Club. So I feel as though this is a very fitting place to celebrate Ida and everything that she means to me and my company. So thank you. Ida had a love for the arts. She loved classical, she loved contemporary. And so this particular piece is, it's Sugar Plum Fairy, but with a spicy twist. And it's specifically with her in mind. The girls will be back in a few moments with 2 more selections. So thank you so much for having us.